you might have a different take on this one. Where is it? Oh shit! Is pump training a waste of time? Pump training.
Yeah, what's pump training?
So you train for a pump. So you train with the goal to get a pump.
Do you still progressively overload, or do you just need to feel?
Well, it's funny, man, because I listen to like RBP and like the bodybuilding space, and like they kind of label. There's two types of training, like really. So they label it typically like pump training, which is like high volume, low rest, and they train like fast. So the reps are quick, but the workouts are quick too. Minute rest period, go again. And then there's the other camp, which they call the progressive overload camp. But it's funny, right? Because it's like, isn't it funny? It's funny. I can't say it's stupid because they're my people. They're my people. I can't talk shit on them. I can't. Well, but like the hardest, I think it's just a bad label because like they both got, there's populists that got massive off both.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And you get a pump when you progressively overload, and you progressively overload when you get a pump. So that's kind of like, but I thought I understood, and then you said that it was fast reps because I was like, I have stuff.
The reps are quicker because the volume's higher. Like you do 20, 30 rep sets.
Yeah, it's pumping them out.
You're not fucking doing them slow. It'd take you 2 hours to work.
True. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would like pump for me would be slower. Because it's like, say, like a bent over row.
Mm.
If I want to get a really good pump from a bent over row, slowing shit down, maybe almost pausing at the top.
Yeah, I think
feeling the muscle.
I think the preface they have is like if you pump something up like a balloon.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You're doing lots of reps to pump it up.
I get it. Yeah,
it's like that. They refer to your muscles as like balloons.
Yeah.
Because every time you do a contraction, it's pumping muscle, like blood,
fluid,
fucking creatine and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, carbohydrates.
So what was the question? Is pump training what?
Is it useful?
Useful. Yeah.
I don't think...
if you progressively overload it.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think like you should... Like... Maybe getting a pump is a decent proxy to show that you're working the target muscle.
Mm.
But if you didn't get a pump in a session, it's not like that session wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Because there's other things that are more important. Like, did you progressively overload? What was your performance like in the session itself? Yeah. So like and your technique and those things, like they're going to supersede, like, did I get a pump in terms of like how effective the session was?
Yeah.
But I still think there's value in if you do 2 or 3 sets of an exercise, the muscle that you worked should feel like it is a little bit pumped. And then is there value to pursuing that through like peri-workout nutrition and supplementation and stuff? You know, potentially. But the other thing to consider, which I heard about this in the podcast the other day, which I think is valuable, and I've thought about this myself, is like if your whole protocol and training like philosophy is geared around that pump style of training, like that is going to increase the muscle size, but it's going to increase the muscle size in a way where like it essentially just like puts stuff in the muscle, like, you know, glycogen, creatine.
Get skinny when you diet.
Yeah. And then that's when like, you know, you'll see people just get super flat, like super quick, where if you have, just.
So there is truth in that.
So you know how we were talking the other day about like the lifting heavy, hard muscle? I think that it's just, there's adaptations that come that increase the cross-sectional area of your muscle when you do lots of reps. Like there's that, you know, high, like what would you call it? Like an increase in like the sarcoplasm, right?
Yeah.
So the muscle cell.
Yeah.
And it's like literally like the sarcoplasm just like uptaking more shit.
Yeah.
Just holding in more stuff. And then some bodybuilding coaches like will have their training full or their supplement or PED philosophy around things like insulin, right? So that's a shuttler of, you know, dragging things in. So what happens when you get super flat and you're super depleted? It's like all of that drops away and then you look like you've lost a shit ton of muscle when you probably just never had the muscle in the first place. So yeah, that's probably like irrespective of like using the supplement side of things. If you train that way, like you'll still have that type of adaptation.
That.
It'll just fall off.
Pre-powerlifting, experience that all the time.
So
start to like, I feel decent, do a cut, and you just like, fuck,
it just drops off. Yeah.
And I got stopped I was chatting to one of my mates like during the cut. He's like, man, you're just so fucking full all the time. You can tell you powerlifted.
Yeah.
Like every time powerlifters diet, they just stay fucking full. It's like that.
It's just muscle.
That's
myofibrillar hypertrophy.
growth.
Yeah.
In terms of like the pump training overall, I think the language thing is hard for me. It's a bit of a barrier.
It's not bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm not
a true meathead.
Not bro enough.
You're not a true meathead.
Yeah.
Just like kind of trying to adopt it.
Still hobby builder. I'm not quite in there yet.
Born with it. Rouge.
So my program, 2 days is 6 to 8 reps, 2 days is 8 to 12 reps.
Mm-hmm.
This week, trying to rehab my hips and just like a little bit beat up, sleep, travel, whatever. I have done more exercises that I would be like, I'm focused on a pump today, which means I go to 8 reps and I'm not trying to lift more than I did last week. I'm just trying to get really good stimulus, feel the muscle, a little bit less load on the joints.
Yeah.
There's no forced reps. I'm not trying to chase last week's numbers. If I can match last week's numbers or even be like, I did 6 at 140, I'm happy to do 8 at 120 for 3 sets and walk away like basketballs in my chest. That's pump training to me.
Yeah.
This morning on the lat pull down, I did 10s because when I walked in, my elbow didn't feel amazing. Instead of doing 8s and trying to chip the weight.
Yeah.
So that style of training, I think, is fucking awesome.
It's not pump training.
Because next week I'll go and do more. So yeah. Depends.
Yeah, it's not pump training.
If you've come from the RBT podcast. RBP. RBT is a gym, yeah?
Yeah, what's bodybuilding? That's bodybuilding folklore, bro. That's not just, like, that is literally, there's two camps, man.
That's what pump training is.
Yeah, it's like you either lift heavy and you have good technique and you have a logbook, or you go in the gym and just, like, fucking do all the reps and just work until you get a pump.
So there's two cultures I need to learn.
The Mr. Olympia, the current Mr. Olympia, this is insane. He doesn't count his sets until he gets a pump in the exercise.
Interesting. His reps or his sets?
No, his sets, bro. So he'll do 3 sets.
Yeah.
Let's say he just like starts chest.
Mm-hmm.
So the first 3 sets to get his chest pumped, he's like, they don't count. And then he'll do like another 5.
Okay. Wow.
And I'm like, like how hard? It's hard to disbelieve that though, because you're like, well, this bro's like 300 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, genetics, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, so how do you?
Yeah.
So how do people sit there and go, oh, well, let's listen to these guys?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, even if you drew the commonalities, like, you're still going in trying to do more, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
I think it's useful. I think
get a pump's useful. I just don't think it should be the major catalyst to whether you had a good workout or not.
Especially if you're training with the boys.
It's fucking fun as to get a pump.
Yeah.
If you've got muscle, if you've got some muscle and you got a pump and you're semi-lean, it's the perfect. It's why we got into the gym.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like, see the reflection in the mirror and you're like, fuck yeah.
That's why we're here. And then walk our way and feel sad
and then,
until next time.
That's it. And then just be like, I'm weak. I'm a weak piece of shit. I could come back and do it all again tomorrow. All right, let's leave it there. Oh, that was hilarious. All right, guys, thanks so much for listening. Don't forget to hit the follow and the subscribe button, depending on what platform you're on. Share out the podcast. Keep the comments coming on YouTube. We love those. Interesting conversations to talk about. And, hey, you know what? Kudos to the people that go into bat for the boys.
Yeah.
I'm throwing it out there. Shout out. Like, because it's like some people kind of semi-come for us.
Yeah.
And then
we
it's
only
like,
look once a week, so we need you.
Yeah, it's like shout out for those ones that are coming there and putting the flag in the hill for us while we're not there. So shout out to you guys.
They don't have to be as polite as us.
Yeah. Don't forget, strong and lean at 16, lose centimeters off your waist, drop body fat, build the physique that you've always wanted in 16 weeks. Head to the website, submit an application, jump on a call with me. We'll see if you're a good fit and how it's going to work for you, and we'll select the best coach for you. So get in right now. Okay, guys, we'll see you next time.